better than the alternative.
Huh? Oh,
I said going live is better than the alternative.
Exactly. There we go. We are live and Instagram is connecting and Instagram is connected. Yay. All right. So everybody should be able to see us over on Instagram, Crochet Foundry, Facebook page, and Crochet Foundry YouTube. I can see people popping in on Instagram already. Awesome. So that is good. And then the other guys, when you show up, you can comment. We'll be able to see. So this is the lunch with the Foundry, and I have fuzz on me. And I'm here with Pino from Unicorn Editions, Unicorn Clean. So say hi to Pino. Hi, Pino.
Good morning. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah. Well, some people it's morning, some people it's afternoon. You just never know here. We have so many different time zones going on. So
well, that's good.
It is. It totally is. If you all saw the latest blog post, you saw a little review about some of the Unicorn Clean products. Oh, and look, here comes Melanie. I'm going to add Melanie on. You ready, Melanie? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready okay. So I'm going to add on Melanie.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can see you. I need to kind of adjust my camera so that I'm not because I wasn't quite centered. There we go. Yay, hugs from everybody. All right, well, Pino and Melanie are both from Unicorn Editions, or also Unicorn Clean, and it looks like we have Monique and Sarah are both here on the Facebook page. I haven't seen anybody pop in from YouTube yet, but that's okay. So Unicorn Clean is where Pino and Melanie are from. And do you guys want to tell us a little bit about what Unicorn Clean is? I have some of your products here. Go ahead.
Pino?
Well, good. Well, we kind of cover the gamut of cleaning natural fibers. We start from the scouring stage for raw wool, alpaca, cashmere, and all the other natural fibers, including silk and bamboo. So that's the first stage before it becomes finished yarn, and then ultimately the crochet items that you all work on. Right now, I think we're going to focus on what happens to your finished items and how to take care of those after you buy them or knit them or crochet them. And we wanted to make sure that the products that we have are gentle to preserve the texture of the fibers, but yet strong enough to eliminate the dirt and odors that accumulate, so you can continue to enjoy those wonderful fibers.
Yeah. So Unicorn has they have six products in their line, and it's basically 3 in 3 because they have a line that has like a light lavender scent that I really like. And then they have the Beyond line that has no scent at all. So there is, for when you need to get really super scoury clean, there's the Power Scour, and I have a little screen because there's 3 of us. The Power Scour and the Beyond Clean. So this is the light lavender scent, and this is the no scent. And this will work for if you have your fleece that's just been bzzed off of your little buddy, sheep, goat, alpaca, whatever. This will work for that, and it will remove lanolin. And then after that, we have the Fiber Wash and the Beyond Fiber Wash. So again, scented, unscented, and they are for washing your items. This is what I used. I did a little review on the blog, and I'll show you the results here. And I use this for all of my delicates. So whenever I wash any delicates, I use the Fiber Wash because I really like the scent. And yeah, I put it in when I have machine delicates, I put it in the machine. However, the machine I currently have, because man, those things die all the time. I just follow the instructions for the machine. And when I hand wash, I follow the instructions on the back of the bottle. And these labels do not peel off. I'm sure if you tried, but I mean, I've gotten these things like soaking wet before, and the labels don't peel off, so you don't have to worry about like memorizing the instructions because they're there for you, which is awesome.
And if you do ever forget, you can always call us. We are ready and able to help anyone with any questions.
Yes, and they have their website too. They are incredibly helpful. And then we have Fiber Rinse and Beyond Soft, which is like conditioner for your yarny goods. And so I use that whenever I do any blocking or anything. Now, we did, and it's great because you don't have to rinse it out, which is why I love it for blocking. You can block with just water. I do a lot of my stuff, I do wet blocking. You can certainly do that with just water. But I like to use a little bit of the Fiber Rinse in with it because it gives it a really soft, it gives it a really nice feel. It's like, it makes it better than just water. And
anti-static control.
So I want to show off.
The other thing, yeah. The other thing with blocking, if you forget to put the rinse in and you're blocking, you can always make a dilution of the Fiber Rinse with some water and spray it on your blocked items. So it just makes it easier to apply.
Nice. Yes, totally. Oh, and we have somebody on YouTube, so we know that YouTube is here. And over on Instagram, bless you.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, well, Jada's just saying that she's in Maine, or they are in Maine. I'm not sure. Jada.
Yeah.
And then, Dory is saying, Dory, you need a shirt like mine. It's another Knit the Rainbow shirt. So knittherainbow.org, and awesome charity. All right. So if you saw the blog post, you saw that on Friday, I am going to England for a little over a week. And so I was like, well, I'm going to be going to the knitting and stitching show. I should wear some Crochet Foundry samples, right? And some of these samples, because the magazine is like 4 years old and I only bought it like 9 months ago, I'm not entirely sure like how they were stored. I don't know their history. And some of them were they were smelling a little like they've been stored for 4 years or however, So I decided, I picked out a few things I might want to wear, and I gave them a little hand wash with the fiber. Where to go with the fiber wash? I have to check all my labels. So I just did this. You can go and see on the Crochet Foundry site. If you go to crochetfoundry.com and you click on blog, you can see that blog post. Thank you, Monique. Monique says she loves my shirt. Monique or Sarah, actually, could one of you pop actually, Sarah, you could do this in Facebook, and Monique, you could do this in YouTube. Could you pop the link in the comments for the blog post? That would be awesome, because that way people can click it. So, and then from there, you can click over to Unicorn Clean. It's all sorts of stuff. All sorts of good links. And here we go. Oh, and when you're on the site, Unicorn Clean when you're in the blog post, Unicorn Clean has a coupon code for you. So, awesomeness. So here is one of the items I was thinking about using, and it smells so nice. Which is good when it's right up next to your nose, right? Especially, I don't know how much the knitting and stitching show is like Rhinebeck, but I mean, they don't include like sheep. Like Rhinebeck is the sheep and wool festival, right? And so there's lots of like the actual animals, and you're walking through barns and stuff. Whereas the knitting and stitching show is in like Alexandria Palace. So I'm guessing there might not be like as many actual animals there, but yeah, some of the, sometimes in Rhinebeck, it smells very animal-y. So it's nice to have something right by your nose that you can go like this and smell something pretty.
So I can add on to that story.
What?
So can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay, I could add on to that story. This past weekend, I got a box in the mail, and I was like, what is this? So I opened it up. It was my grandmother's crochet blanket. Now, my grandmother's passed away about 20 years ago. My aunt had it. She said, oh, I thought you and your daughter would love this blanket. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love it. But I held it up. It smelled so bad. I don't think it had ever been cleaned. And I'm talking, this blanket is easily 50, 60 years old. So I immediately put it in the basin. I filled it with like, I would say at least 3-4 gallons, maybe 5 gallons of water. And I poured a little bit of the fiber wash in it, and I just swished it around, and I let it soak overnight just because I felt like it really needed to get that smell out. And I took it the next morning, and when I just threw it in the washer to just rinse and spin.
Yeah.
And it is unbelievable that whatever kind of moldy, yucky smell through the years is totally gone.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that. I mean, I've had people, again, it was just in the blog post, but I've been using these products for almost a decade at this point. When I first met this amazing company, it was it was 16, I think, or 15 or 16. 2015 or 16 at a trade show, and I loved it right away. And I was going to do a review on the blog, and then not long after I got home, there was a soot disaster in my house, and all of my yarn was covered in soot. And so I was like, so I know I'm going to do that review for you guys, but what do I do now? Like, help! And they sent me a box of awesomeness and told me like all sorts of suggestions and recommendations on how to clean the different kinds of fibers and everything. So I had all of my yarn in the hanks, and I was, some of it was going in Power Scour and some of it was going in fiber wash, and it saved all my yarn. It was incredible. And I've been using this exclusively since then. They've been sponsors at some of the shows that we've gone to. And I remember so clearly one time, it was the first time you sponsored Crochet Guild of America show conference. And we all got the little goodie bag when we got in, and there were the little fiber wash and I think maybe a fiber rinse little sample packets in the goodie bag. And it was the first day, and one of the ladies who I knew online, I met for the first time in person, she was like, Jessie, you know everything. So tell me I have this new scarf that I just made, this new shawl I want to wear to the fashion show, but I just made it, but it smells horrible after I blocked it. She's like, I blocked it and now it smells horrible. Sometimes when you get like the animal fibers wet, they start to smell bad. She's like, and it's not even wet anymore and it still smells bad. She's like, what do I do? I'm like, you see that bag you have? Like, there's a solution in there. So I had her do the little fiber rinse, or I don't remember if it was fiber rinse or fiber wash, but I had her do it in the hotel sink and everything. And so when the fashion show comes along, she comes in wearing a thing and she's like, Jessie, smell me. And she smelled great. So here Monique says, what we use to clean our makes and linens. Oh, you do? Awesome. Monique already knew about your products. Not only do you smell good, but you find it preserves the fabric and it lasts long. Yes. Monique was already in the know. Awesome. So it's not just me here. You guys know that, these products are absolutely amazing. So here is one of the items I was thinking about wearing to the knitting and stitching show. And then, it smells really nice now. I was thinking about this cardigan, and this is something I want to point out to y'all when you are cleaning your items here. What I did to clean these is I had a big bin. I put in about 2 gallons of lukewarm water and then about a tablespoon of the fiber wash. And I put it in there and I gave it a couple little squeezes and a couple little swishes. And you don't have to scrub. You don't have to do anything to your crochet goodies that's going to cause them to felt or damage them or anything like that. You trust the products because they work. So, I didn't have to do any like serious agitating or anything, because this cardigan I don't remember if it's like wool or alpaca, but it is an animal fiber and it will felt. Okay. And this did not felt at all. So I just put it in there. I gave it a little bit of swishies. I got a 15-minute break and I made myself a Turkish coffee because yum. And then I rinsed them out really well and laid them out dry to flat. Laid them out flat to dry. Something to remember when you lay your goods out flat to dry. First of all, you do want to lay them out flat to dry. If you hang them up, water plus crochet equals stretch. Okay, water plus knit equals stretch. Your yarny goods you want to lay flat to dry because they'll stretch with gravity. And like
Yeah,
with this, yeah,
don't dry them. Don't dry them in the sun.
yeah. So yeah, you want to think about the color fastness of your articles. I put mine on my dining room table. I put some towels on the table, and then I put these on, lay them flat to dry. When I pulled this out, the sleeves were as long as the rest of the cardigan because they were because it was wet, and so it was just like they just grew so much because that's what happens when you make these things wet, right? So that's why you lay it flat. So now that once I laid it flat and as I laid it out, I kind of gave it its little like stretchy in the other direction. Instead of being long and skinny, I made it short and fat, right? I did that as I laid it out, and maybe like excessively so because I really didn't want it to stretch. And so now that it's dry, the sleeves are not longer than the rest of it, which they were when it was still wet. Okay, so make sure you're paying attention to that when you dry your yarn art items. It is almost like reblocking them. Okay, and like I said,
I wanted to add something.
It's
I wanted
so
to add something to what you said, which is what you're doing now. Is not only are you getting your fibers clean and smelling good, but you're making them feel better.
Yes.
You can get some fibers that are a little bit coarse or higher micron, and you'll give them a nice soft feel. It also provides anti-static control with the rinse. We especially formulated the rinse to be a little bit on the acidic side. So if you have any fiber that's dyed, it helps to minimize dye loss.
Which is awesome, guys. When I took these out of the bin, I could see that the water was a little dirty, but it was not, it wasn't dye. It was like a little dirty from the dirt, but there wasn't residual dye in there, even though these things have some color to them. And yeah, this cardigan, especially because like I said, this is definitely an animal fiber. It was not this soft before I put it in there. It is like so soft, and I tend to run on the hot side. So if I'm wearing a cardigan, I usually have short sleeves under it, because usually when I layer, I have like really short sleeves on, and then I have a cardigan or something for if my arms get cold, which means that the cardigan goes against my skin, right? And so I don't want a cardigan that's itchy. And the yarn, it wasn't really itchy, but it was definitely not this soft. It's much softer now than it was. The last one I have, I think is the one that won what I'm going to wear, is this poncho. But look, okay, you see the bright color of the trim here? All right, you can see, as Pina was saying, the brightness is as bright as it was before I put it in there, and it didn't leak. I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but it didn't leak. There's no bleed. Thank you. Bleed is the word that I totally lost. There's no bleeding between the teal and the off-white here, which is awesome. Let's see. We have a few more comments here. Posted the link is only showing up for you. You also wanted to well, here's the link again. Sarah has it here. Oh, but it might not be showing up on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, fabrics last longer, and it helps maintain the integrity of the natural fiber. And yeah, and I almost forgot about like what Pino had said with the no static, because now two of these items that I've washed have fringe, right? And man, I don't know about you, but I hate it when I have staticky fringe. Kitty, when I have staticky fringe, so like you go like this and the fringe follows your hand. There is no static to this, guys, at all. Okay. And I laid it flat to dry, and then it wasn't quite dry enough. So what I did was I put it in my dryer with the dryer balls. I have those dryer balls, and I have an air dry thing on my dryer. So it was in the dryer on air dry just to get it fluffing about and drying a little faster for like 20 minutes. And that's when I would have gotten some static going on, if there was going to be any. And there is none. I mean, look at these falling nice and flat. So I love that. And this one definitely needed to be washed, if for no other reason than because the the tassels were all kinky, which I could have fixed it with a steaming, but then it wouldn't smell so pretty. And of course, like we said, it conditions and makes the fabric last, the yarn last. So this is super soft, so soft. I think this one won because this is perfect. Everybody's like, you need to layer when you go to England. And if I'm going to the knitting and stitching show, I have a pretty little green dress with short sleeves. And I think this will be perfect for layering. So I think this one might have won. And it's oh my gosh, guys. It's soft and it smells good. And people are going to be like, I hug everybody. So people be like, hug, you smell good. Hug, you smell good. I'll be like, unicorn.
Thanks, Jessie.
Of course. So Sarah says she always worries about bleeding with multicolor projects. Kitty. Yeah, and I know, Melanie, when you were talking about your blanket and how you didn't think it had ever been washed, I think that's one of the things I kind of touched on with the, even just with the first couple sentences of the blog post, is that people have this fear of cleaning their knit and crochet items, of cleaning their yarn goods. You're afraid because you spent all this time on it. And now what happens if you clean it and disaster strikes and it's the wrong size, or it felts, or it bleeds? So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I love the Unicorn line of products, is because it is fear-free. It works. So
there are a few precautions that you definitely do want to take, especially when it comes to felting. Like you said earlier, when you do wash your items, you gently put it in the solution already, swish it just to get the formula into every single fiber, and just let it sit there. And within 20 minutes, you take it out, you kind of roll it in a towel and pat it. I'm sure everyone knows this. But so with my grandmother's blanket, she had taken all of her leftover yarn and blended it all together. I wish I could go get it if you want me to, and I could hold it up. And it has the blues and the reds and the yellows and the whites and the beiges, and nothing bled, because first of all, I did not wash in hot water either. I suggest cool to warm water when you're washing all of your knits and delicates. Mm-hmm. So I think that really helps. And if you find that if there is any sort of bleeding that's going to happen, then I would probably stick with only cold water, and definitely use your fiber rinse. Fiber rinse really does help prevent the bleeding and the loss of color in your fibers. Pina, want to add to that?
Yeah, one of the other things that I thought about was, when you mentioned like a trade show and some of the calamities that happen at trade shows, like people spilling red wine on their clothing, or Melanie had white jeans on and happened to spill red wine. So this is kind of a plug for the Beyond Clean or the Power Scour, which helps to remove those stains, by these little accidents that occur from time to time. My mother made a wonderful crocheted item, and red wine spilt on it, and we just put it in the water with a tablespoon of the Power Scour, and all of a sudden you can see that red turning all sorts of different colors, and then ultimately in about 5 or 10 minutes, the stain just kind of disappeared and it went into the water. And the other things we add to our fiber products is some chemicals that minimize the redeposition of the dirt or the dyes back into the fiber as they're in the water. So you're getting a little extra protection as you're washing.
Yeah, so if it comes out, it doesn't go back in someplace different.
That's
yeah.
That's
yeah,
correct.
Monique is saying she got out wine and ink. Yeah, I have gotten so much out with the Power Scour. Last year, my daughter comes home from school one day and she said, "Oh, my teacher, he spilt something on his shirt," and he was like, does anyone know how to get this out? And so I wrote down Power Scour and Unicorn Clean, and I told him he had to go and buy some because it would work. And I had some at home, and I would let him borrow it, but I'm not going to let him borrow it because he should just own it. So she made her teacher buy the unicorn, the power scour.
That's awesome.
And it got it out. I was like, oh my God, she made him buy it. She wouldn't even let him borrow it.
She's hired.
I know. Okay, guys, when you're on the site, you'll see they have these little stuffed unicorns. And I think Kyla has like 5 of them. There was a point in time where every time I saw you guys, you were giving me the stuffed unicorns for the kids, and Kyla has them all.
That's amazing.
A little unicorn clean army of unicorns.
Yes, I think Pina's going to show you some.
There we go. They're so cute, and they have a couple different colors. They're adorable.
They're nice and soft too for the babies.
Yeah. Yep, because you can clean clean cloth diapers.
Yes.
We have a baby line. That's one of the reasons for the baby line, because of the hand knits that the babies wear, the blankets that are in their crib, the toys that they play with. So you can wind up cleaning and making things smell great and soft again. And that's kind of a little bit of the repeat from the beginning. So we go through the different stages of cleaning, from the beginning to remove lanolin and dirt and odors or stains, to the aftercare side where you want to maintain that wonderful fiber that you've crocheted.
Yeah.
And don't forget, we offer your viewers a 15% discount. Just go on the site and use the discount code, and we're happy to ship those right out to you all.
And Sarah has put up the link for if you just want to buy the baby unicorn.
I'm like, Sarah, you're on top of it.
Sarah is one of my mods. Sarah is our mod, and Monique is an honorary mod. I should probably just flat out make her a mod. We need to actually, Monique, you and I need to have a chat. Monique is essentially a mod. Sarah is. Yes, it's definitely softer afterwards. And like I said,
the other thing
go ahead.
I was going to say the only other thing we'd like to add here at this time is that we have a number of suggestions on how to clean different items on our website. So please come visit. If all else fails, give us a call or send us an email, and we want to help, address some of those problems that you all encounter.
Definitely. They are incredibly, incredibly helpful. So you can see all of the products on unicornclean.com. And you'll see there's 6 products, but it's 3 and 3 of them that have the light lavender scent, and 3 that are unscented. It is a light scent. It's not, it's not like when you walk into a room, everybody's like, oh, somebody wearing lavender just walked in. It's a light scent that I really enjoy. And it's all so very safe for people and pets. Who is this? This is a puppy.
He's a few
This is Boomer.
And he's like 85 pounds, so it's kind of hard to hold him up there.
I like the dogs.
We live on a farm, and Melanie's mom has about 100 alpaca. So that kind of gave us a reason to start these products here to help address her issues. As what do you do with the fiber that you shear? And then ultimately, what do you do with the finished items, the yarns and the crocheted items that you use and wear? So that was our impetus.
Yes.
So we did a lot of testing here on dirt.
Yeah, they clean it, they preserve it. I think I told you that the Power Scour and Beyond Clean will remove lanolin. The nice thing then, one of the really nice things is that the Fiber Wash and Beyond Fiber Wash do not remove lanolin. So like those Irish fisherman sweaters and sometimes some wool socks, some of those items that you have knit or crocheted out of wool that still has some lanolin in it, you want to keep, because that lanolin gives it a little bit of waterproofing and it gives it some extra protection that you need. Like, there's a reason why the Irish fisherman sweaters still have lanolin in them. Okay, so you could still wash those fisherman sweaters with the Fiber Wash or the Beyond Fiber Wash, and you wouldn't be stripping out the lanolin. So they'd still have that but they'll also be a little bit softer, and they'll be a little more preserved, and they're not going to smell like fish. And even if you use the unscented, they still won't smell like fish, because it's not masking the scent, it's cleaning the odors away. So they don't have to have a powerful scent in the product to overpower whatever is making your garment smell, because it's actually just going to remove the bad smell. So it's either unscented or lightly lavender scented, but it's not overpowering a bad smell. It's getting rid of the bad smells. Let's see, we got a couple things. So yeah, Sarah had the product up on the website because she found out from, I tell everybody about Unicorn. Monique uses the baby stuff for her regular child and her fur child, and they are safe for both. Yes. We love cats and dogs.
We've had incidences with our animals, and some animals have been attacked. Some you could see, sometimes I'll actually put it on our social media, and I had my dog's nail got clipped too short, so his quick was blood everywhere.
Oh,
and I grabbed a white towel because he was bleeding throughout the house and everything. And I just, it was bad, but I think he was okay.
Yeah.
Someone said, "That's not blood. You put paint on there." And I'm thinking, well, it's really blood. Yes. And I demonstrated how to get the blood stains out of the towels. And I use the power scour because the power scour removes blood stains, grease, oil. You ever spill when you're cooking right here?
Oh,
and
yeah.
You just, even if it's a tough stain that really is hard to get out, I usually stick my finger in the bottle and just take a little, and I'll rub it right here or whatever. And then I'll soak it for a while, and then I'll just throw it in my regular wash.
Yeah, we have the power scour. We have a bottle of the power scour right in the cabinet above the washer.
Same.
And so people know, the whole family knows, if you have a stain, you just hop on over there, you put a little power scour on it, you rub it in, and then you just toss it in the laundry bin, and it'll get taken care of when it's washed. We use it like a pre-treater.
You saw some of our pets here, and we have another dog, a Great Pyrenees, and that kind of leads me into other things that you can use the power scour and some of the other products for. Pet beds are wonderful to deodorize and make them smell wonderful again and feel soft. Blankets, again, if you have a blanket that your dog loves or you like to lay on. And Melanie always brings up the story about her husband who always works out and comes home with smelly socks. So
his whole clothes smelled when I first met him.
If you want to get rid of that workout or gym odor, you can handle it with any one of these products.
Yeah.
So the truth of the matter is, when I met him at the gym, and I would say, he was so cute. And I was like, "But your clothes, they smell like cat urine." And he says, "Well, maybe my cat peed on them." I'm like, "I don't know what it is, but whatever it is." And he kept smelling that way. So finally one day I showed up with a bottle of power scour. I said, "Here, please just try this in your laundry." And this was way before we ever moved in together. And he tried it. He will not, do you know, he washes all of my clothes, which I'm thankful for, but he uses the power scour on everything. And I'm like, "Well, you don't have to use it on everything. You could use the fiber wash too." He's like, "No, but I love the power scour so much, just in case I smell." He has not smelled since.
Oh, that's cute. Yeah, let's see. We have some more comments here going on. I don't think there's no real new comments over on Instagram here, but then we have yes, very important, when you have your hard work, you want to make sure you're taking care of it well. Monique says sometimes she notices a sulfur smell, and these products remove it. Well, that was your puppy with the nail. Yes, the earth-friendly, biodegradable, septic-safe, the HE compatible, right? Efficient and effective in all water temperatures, not tested on animals, free from dye, phosphates, fillers, or irritants, and concentrated. That was a cut and paste from your site.
Pino actually is very, very close in contact with all of the chemists. And if there is a new, better brand that's out there, he's on top of it immediately and testing it and making sure. So correct me if I'm wrong, Pino, but I think we are the number one most biodegradable, earth-friendly product of detergents out there, as well as you could take your gray water and water your plants with it.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, I could do that once I'm done hand washing because when you're done hand washing, you have the gray water. I never even thought about that, but yeah, it's safe.
They do it in California a lot.
Yeah, I'm like, I need to use my gray water more. And I keep thinking, when I rinse out my coffee maker, when I'm making regular coffee, my French press, I should put the water in, swish it around, and dump it on the plants because apparently coffee grounds are good for plants.
We do that here too. The coffee grounds, roses love coffee grounds, and so do a bunch of other flowering plants.
Yeah, I learned that from my professor. All right, we got a question for you. What made you create this company?
Well, we actually started in 1994 with equestrian products. And so we had products that we developed for cleaning leather saddles and bridles. And before you know it, we were actually cleaning sheepskin pads. And, the pads obviously have skin in them. So we got involved in doing that. We ultimately sold the company, but we retained the cleaning product side of the business and sold the leather care side of the business. And in doing that, we started off with the power scour, fiber wash, and fiber rinse. And then subsequently, a lot of the municipalities were banning disposable diapers from their landfills because they did not degrade.
Yeah.
So we thought, if we can clean the horse poop off of blankets and get the smell off of sheepskin pads, maybe we got to develop a line that addresses, the fiber industry, the baby industry, to make sure that they get things clean and safe as well. So that's kind of a transition from leather care to dealing in natural fibers for the equestrian and their use. And don't forget, those sheepskin pads sat on top of a sweaty horse. So you wanted to get
when they are sweaty and gross, they are sweaty and gross.
And you want to get rid of the bacteria so it doesn't have any effect on the skin. So we're doing the same thing with the natural fibers and blankets and things like that people knit and crochet.
Yeah.
And one other thing that helped us get into this industry is, Pino had said earlier, my mother started in, I would say, early 90s with alpacas, and she would go to Peru and actually was one of the first to import alpacas. Right, Pino? Wasn't she she was with a group of people who brought in the alpacas. And then my aunt and uncle, who owned Leather Therapy, started taking care of some of my mom's alpacas. And it just started that way. And then with the baby industry and the diapers and everything, Pino was right about the biodegradability and the baby diapers. So they started wearing cloth diapers again. And a lot of woolies made with that special washable wool. And we actually had people reach out to us before we even discovered that. And they're like, we use your products. That's when the fragrance-free line came out, because the fragrance-free is probably a lot safer for babies.
Yeah. Definitely.
I also want to ask, if you all have any questions or problems that you've encountered that you'd like to ask us, feel free. We're here. We can do some of the stuff live, and obviously we can also answer you back by email, from our site. So it's like playing psychologist. We like to be the dirty, clean psychologist to see what we can do.
Yeah, let's see. All right. Okay, I don't have anything over here on Instagram though, so that's good. Yeah, one thing I wanted to say with the oil, when you were talking about the oil stains, Melanie, was when I was cleaning one of the oil stains, like I had something that had an oil stain on it from cooking. I was so amused when I had it soaking in the power scour, like that there ended up being like a little layer of oil floating on top of the water when I was done soaking it in there. Like it just pulled the oil out of the clothing and then it was just sitting on top of the water. And I was like, wow, I guess it works.
So, yeah, so I do have to add something to that. So I have to add, when you use the power scour and you keep the temperature. So if you're dealing with oils or lanolin, you keep the temperature at least at I wouldn't drop below 110 degrees, because then, as what Pino always says, it forms a chicken soup effect. If it gets cooler, the fat layer comes up. So you want to make sure to take your items out before it cools, because if it reattaches, that lanolin or grease, it's so hard to get out again.
Yeah, then you have to do it again.
Yes.
Yeah. It was funny because, I'd cleaned everything out, and then like I take everything out, and then you go over, I take it out of the bin. I'm over here, I'm rinsing it in the sink, and doing all those things, and then I go back to the bin, and it's like it's the chicken soup thing. There's that layer of, and I'm like, ew, yuck, that was in my clothes.
Yeah.
By the way, one of the other things we offer is we provide some mesh bags along with our gift packs. So when you're taking your shawl there, and instead of the alpaca balls or something like that, you can give it extra protection by putting it into a mesh bag, so that when it rolls, it's not going to affect the fibers.
Yeah, and I use those for because like I said, I wash all of my delicates, even the ones that go in the washing machine. I use the fiber wash on all of my delicates. And so when I'm doing things like, my daughter and I both have all sorts of fun tights. And so I have some of those bags that I put the tights in, because when you're talking a washing machine, there's all those paddles and stuff that'll tear up your things. So yeah, you guys have those over in your shop area too? Cool. Yeah, they have the 6 cleaning products, but then there's various sizes, and and some little gift sets. And I like
we have the 4 ounces, which that's great for travel. If you want
I was gonna say anyone who's ever been at a trade show with me, and like any of my friends who've been at trade shows with me, they know I have this big red Samsonite suitcase that I think this one is actually, I got one when I graduated from high school, but I think this one is actually from when I got engaged, which is still like over 20 years ago at this point. But it's got the very top pocket. It's the Jessie emergency pocket. And the Jessie emergency pocket has clean Ziploc bags, zip top bags in it, gallon size and sandwich size, and only clean ones, because I do have kosher friends, so I want to make sure if they use it, they're still kosher. It has reusable straws, and it has single-use straws that aren't made out of paper, because I have a friend who freaks out every time she gets a paper straw. I also have reusable straws, but then it's got a couple other things like Band-Aids, all sorts of things you might need, like travel size different things, and it's always got the 4 either sample sizes, the sample packets, or the 4 ounce size of fiber wash and fiber rinse, sometimes power scour too. And so people know to come to me whenever they need, like they're like, Jessie, cleaning emergency, go to Jessie. And everybody knows if they're in my room, they'll just like walk over to my suitcase and unzip the top pocket and be like, all right, I need this and I need this. So yeah, I'm the unicorn kid. So any gift packets or starter kits, gift packs or starter kits?
Yes, on our website.
We have an array of both the, I don't know if we lost one another. Anyway, we do have an array of gift packs. You can look on our site, both for the fragrance-free as well as the lavender scented ones. Both come with either the Power Scour and the Fiber Rinse, or the Beyond Clean and Beyond Soft. So you can pick which one suits your fancy, or if you want the larger sizes, we make them in the 4 ounce as well as the 16 ounce gift packs.
Yeah, I see here's the 16 ounce set, and here's a 4 ounce set. They also, guys, especially if you are, somebody who happens to live on a farm with a bunch of animals, or maybe have a bunch of teenagers, there are gallon sizes of everything, or of all of them. Yes, all of them. There are gallon sizes of all of them. So, and there's the little sets, the little beyond, the little various sets that come with the plushie here. Here we go. Here's the 4-ounce set with plushie. Is this the one that comes with the? Oh no, I'm not seeing the net bags.
Oh, those are in the 16-ounce Power Scour
okay.
Fiber Rinse or Fiber Wash Fiber Rinse.
Okay. Let's see. I gotta go back.
Yeah.
My computer is slow when it's also doing these things, because it's like, you're asking me to do so much.
Too much bandwidth.
For what I paid for you, you should be doing it. So,
the 16 ounces gift packs with the mesh bag, the picture. I think I have a Power Scour and Rinse next to it. I should really get a better picture.
Oh, wash and rinse kit. Is that it? The wash and rinse kit. There we go. All right.
Maybe I should
and
get
I
a
can
better
see
picture.
that now because I see the bag behind it. Here, let's see. Where is my present button? There it is. Share screen. This one. Okay, so here you go. It's the wash and rinse kit. So here we have the fiber wash, the fiber rinse, and then back there you can see there's the little mesh drawstring bag. Okay, and it's in a nice little box, so it's ready for gifting. But the mesh bag is great for when you're using things in a machine and you don't want the machine to demolish them.
That's right.
Cool. There we go. Awesome. Let's see, any more? We have a few. All right, wait, where are we? Delicates in the little bags, in the linen bags. Even have how to clean instructions. Yes, they're on the bottles and they're also on the site. And then you can also email if you have any specific questions. If the people who are putting the lining in your chimney forget how to do that properly and get your entire basement covered in soot, you can always send them an email and they will let you know how to handle that. Monique is the appointed laundry person, and Monique takes her laundry very seriously. Some of the bundles come with plushies, and there are lots of different sizes, so whatever size you need. The scour wash kit is there. Monique wants a plushie. Yes. It kind of sort of in the picture. You just probably didn't notice it hiding back there. Oh, but it's maybe this one. Is this one? Unicorn Scour Wash Kit has the. Okay, that one.
Yes, they have the Power Scour.
If you look at the Beyond kit, it has the plushie with it.
Yeah. That's Monique is saying, I think the 4-ounce with the plush. Yeah, well, Monique, this is what I was saying. I think you came in a little later, Monique, but yeah, I was saying that was right after I met Melanie and your friend, whose name also starts with an M.
My friend?
Martina.
Yes.
Martina.
Yeah. Melanie and Martina. Right after I met them at the show for the first time in 2015 or 16, was when I had the soot disaster. Was that your first yarn show? I feel like I met you at your first yarn show.
So it was my first yarn show with Martina with me. My first one was with Pino. And then I got confident enough to go on by myself, and I needed Martina's help, and she would still love to help, but now she's a full-time working girl somewhere else.
Yeah, she was nice too. Everybody who I meet with you guys is awesome.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, it's it's okay that you were late, Monique. I was not trying to call you out for that. I was just saying we had an example earlier. I love you no matter if you're early or late or miss it. I still love you, Monique. So yeah, I don't know, man, guys. These products, they're absolutely amazing. I could not be happier with using them. And like I said, I like knowing, we all work hard for our money. It's nice to know when we're spending it on something, it's going to a good product and to good people. And I know that a lot of people really like the thought of spending money with smaller businesses, family-owned businesses, owned in the United States, manufactured in the United States. You get all of those things here, okay? And you get really good people. I was saying Pino was picking on me in the email a couple of weeks ago because I kept doing silly spelling mistakes and stuff. And it was like, I looked at my kids one time at one point and I was like, I think Pino is trying to be my new grandfather. I'm like, I think I just need to, Pino is the grandfather I wish I had had,
Yes, and he says things in such a kind, sweet, joking way, and some people don't get his humor, and like they're like, what is he saying? I'm like, he's joking, but yeah, he's great. He's the greatest. I could work with him for the rest of my life and still be happy.
Yeah.
This is an unpaid announcement, by the way.
Yes, that's what he's not twisting my legs right now.
Yeah, I know. I get so happy when you guys are at the trade shows. There was a while after COVID when we didn't see each other for a while, and then it was this past H&H, and when I think I saw Pino as I was walking, and I nearly started to cry. I was just so happy to see you guys again. And then when you're at a show that I'm at every single morning, I have to find you guys to get my little morning pre-show hug,
Yes. Those
shows are better. Shows are better when you guys are there. So, yes, shows are definitely better when you guys are there.
The thing we like to focus on a little bit is that, the most expensive product you buy is one that does not work, because then you have to go out and buy something else. Okay.
Yes.
And people mention how come your products are expensive. Well, because they're concentrated, you use a little bit, and they work. And so
I'm always amazed how long they last.
That's not good. You got to use them up.
Yeah, I mean, they really do last a long time because you use. Make sure you're paying attention to how much it says to use, because if you go by what you think you should use, you'll probably be using way too much. All right, I always check what to use on them, and make sure that I'm not using too much, because if I remember what I'm supposed to use, I use it and I'm going, that's not enough, and then I look and I'm like, oh no, wait, that is enough. Okay, good. Like I said, I did the 2 gallons of water to wash all of these things with 1 tablespoon of the fiber rinse, and it was plenty. There was no problem in getting everything clean, no agitating, nothing that was going to damage the wool. This one is an animal fiber, and it was not damaged. No animal products were damaged in this cleaning. So, they're great, and they're 100% worth every single penny. And if you're looking at them, like Pino was saying, if you're looking at them and you're thinking they're expensive, then you're not taking those 2 things into account. 1, that they are concentrated, and 2, that it's a lot less money than what you'd be spending if you had bought something else and didn't work, and then you had to go and buy this anyway. So it works. It totally works. I'm always happy to pay for something that works and to see my money going to good people and a good company. So
thank you, Jessie.
Of course. And I think we're probably about wrapping up here. Good people, good company, buying products that work. Definitely good. All right. No more questions over there. No more questions over here. So definitely go to unicornclean.com. And if you go to crochetfoundry.com and go to the blog and look at the blog post, there is a link in there with the coupon code that is good through the end of November. When you get your October edition of Crochet Foundry, there will be a coupon code in there. And then there'll be, over the next few months, every once in a while, there'll be an ad in the newsletter. And while the coupon code is still active, you will see the coupon code. But it does expire at the end of November. So make sure you use it. Get yourself all the products. Be ready for the Christmas holiday, winter holiday cleaning, Thanksgiving cleaning. You can clean all of that turkey grease off all of your cloth napkins and tablecloths and all of that. Power Scour is going to save your backsides for Thanksgiving. So make sure you have that. All right. Anything you guys want to say before we say goodbye?
Thank you, everyone, for giving us the time and testing our products. And we're here for you, and we love you guys. Seriously, with all of our hearts. Right, Jessie? Love you.
Totally. So
Thank you for doing this. We couldn't have done it without you guys.
yeah. Well, I was so excited. I was like, I have a company that needs sponsors, and I know who I need to talk to about being a sponsor, because you guys, we've been there. We've been there for each other for nearly a decade at this point. So it's so awesome to keep on growing with each other. I love it. And I love seeing how many more yarn people are starting to are buying your products. I love that, there are people here buying your products that I didn't tell about them. They already knew. I'm like, yay! That's the best. So
yes. And Jessie, especially, I would like to thank you for always being with us for so many years. And there was a time where you even helped us when we needed some website stuff.
Yeah, that was a mutual helping thing. My husband had a pay freeze, and so we were having some money problems, and you guys were having some website things you needed, so you were able to give me a little extra job. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Good people. We were both in a different kind of bind, and we were able to help each other out by, I helped them with theirs, and they helped me with mine, and it was wonderful. So yeah.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Of course.
And your friends. And thank you, girls, for commenting on certain things I've been reading along the way. And we're really excited for you to try the products if you haven't already, Sarah. And Monique, thank you for posting all those wonderful things. And I appreciate you guys.
All right. Well, we will see everybody. We have our sit and stitch tonight from 7 to 9 Eastern. So come on and crochet with us, or knit, or just chat or whatever. And 4 hours before then, you will get a reminder newsletter with the link to it if you don't have the link yet. And we will see you all later. So I'm going to remove us from the live. I'll still be here with the two of you if you wanted to say anything else to me afterwards. All right. I'll see y'all later. Bye.